Hello everyone, SC Flangwing here, and I will be casting a 4v4 this time. So this game is more to show the importance of spellcasters. Now there are three types of spellcasters. You'll see all of them here. I try to use one of them, the High Templar. I didn't do very well this game. Then this player here, I believe, does Ravens, and then this is I guess he's AFK for now. Yeah, AFK. But he will be using quite a bit of infestors to a good degree. Now let's introduce our players. We have Frost here as the purple Zerg. We have Fisted as the blue Terran. Itasis as the light blue Terran. And Master Chief as the red Terran. Here, we have Rattleworm as the orange Protoss. Captain Arnie as the yellow Protoss. I did pause the game there. And me as the green Protoss. And pink Protoss here, Gorgek. So we have an all Protoss team here. Surprisingly, there's only like 3 Templar that show up. He finally decided to show up, and yep, Frost is now in the game. And we'll begin starting. So, ignoring the chat here for a little bit, again, this is one about spellcasters. Spellcasters are the units that only have abilities. You can't just tell them to attack and then they auto-attack. So, Ravens, High Templar, Infestors. Now, they're all very strong units. Most low-level players don't really use them, especially in like Bronze League matches or Silver League, maybe. No one really tries to use them very much. It's a shame because they're very strong, and it's a very powerful unit composition to have a few spellcasters added to the rest of your army. Now, here we'll see one of the abilities. The Infestor has 3 actually, which is I don't know if it's more than the Raven. We'll see. It's got Neural Parasite, so we can mind control enemy units, which is good versus Thors and Colossus to just make them start killing each other. Or if you control one siege tank, all the other siege tanks blow that up, and then they do a lot of splash damage to themselves. It's actually a really good trick. They also have Fungal Growth. I don't know if we'll see that here, but it can paralyze units and do a lot of damage. It's a really strong, unit. It can also spawn infested Terrans, which we'll see a lot of later. The production tab is massive. I don't know if I should even like have that there. APM. Again, no one here is a pro player, so we have like 0 APM for this orange guy. I don't even know if he's just sitting there. He's actually like maybe AFK or something. So massive production tab. Oops. Anyway, so this game will be getting underway shortly. Oh, keys aren't working. Alrighty, so I've fast expanded. It's okay to do that as Protoss in these matchups where you have a lot of other races. I suppose with all Protoss it's not very good, but with this guy going to fast Stargates, it's a safe. Definitely. I'll try to talk about it a little bit. Also, want to keep track of the game here. Overlord scouting, very important. Try to do that a lot as Zerg, which he's not doing. But yeah, especially in a 1v1, just send an Overlord there. I mean, against Terran it might not be the best because Marines can shoot up, but against Protoss where they have like a Zealot or 2 just sitting as a wall in, it can be, pretty useful. See, especially putting Overlords like this. When you put them above these trees here, so these trees, they count as being on the high ground. So that means any units walking around, here, that they actually can't see or shoot this down unless they can spot the high ground. So there are actually various areas like that. in other ones there's like little city places where the Overlord can just sit there and actually be relatively safe. As, this Overlord is just chilling out right there. Anyway, a few things I want to talk about. Oh, wait. Got a kind of early push coming. So, again, on my channel, I'll be trying to put out more videos. The reason this isn't the Terran contained video is because, one, I don't have that video due to the fact I actually can't play Terran. I'm very bad. So, don't think I'll be showing you the Terran contain anytime soon unless I can find a replay or have a friend who knows how to play Terran do that. So now, Team Flangwing here is going to take some heavy damage as the units killed is going to go right up for this guy. Or, what is this? There's something seriously wrong here. Okay. Well, anyway, units lost here. 300 resources worth, 350, 400. It's evening out a bit. There we go. So he's technically lost more. So that wasn't a very favorable engagement. I mean, yes, especially in a 1v1, that would be better. Because even though our yellow one here lost less resources, it's these are probes as opposed to marines. In probes, you're gonna have to reproduce. I don't know if he's actually doing that now. Oh yeah, he is. Just one. I don't know why I can't see it. Yeah. I have no idea. Anyway, see, it's not showing up like this. I don't know why. The next is just spazzing out, I guess. Here, just getting gateway resource. You should really begin this earlier. You don't necessarily have to like super chrono out gateway unless you're doing like a really early timing. But just try to get it as soon as possible. So, get an early gas or something. And whoa! Alright, so now we have a lot of Marauders. And the Marauders do a heck of a lot more damage. Now see, they're focusing on the starport that was building a unit. Versus armor, they do 20 damage, which is a considerable amount. Now, I'm gonna have even more trouble as my units get murdered. Luckily for us, he's got voids, which nothing here can actually attack. But, I mean, this is evening out the resources lost by quite a bit. As us four Protoss players here, we've lost a pretty good amount. I mean, he's still in the lead. All those tanks lost that's pretty severe. Most definitely severe. Well, luckily, he still has probes. I now bring my units over here to defend. It's pretty even, I'd have to say. The purple zone hasn't lost much. That's like an overlord or two. I think those overlords out the center got taken out by some voids. Must have missed that. Now we have an attack going down here. So yeah, these voids must have done that. Anyone have any kills? So that's 3. Oh, and a command center going down. This is bad. They do extra damage versus armored, so I think this command center is going to go down. Now this is what scared me actually the entire game, as the Nidus worm was detected, and it was right here. I actually really thought that I was going to be destroyed in like 2 seconds. And as you can see, I set my army like here. Oh, where's the Nidus worm going to be? Here. Where's the Nidus worm going to be? Just me messing up. Now, I've got a double forge going. And this is actually a really good thing, especially in PvT. If you're going one-on-one versus a Terran player, just the attack and armor upgrade are very powerful together. Just very good. If you can afford it, double upgrades is always good. So now missile turrets are being established here. Now this is an interesting unit composition. It's not a very good one though, because if you saw the voids going, you don't want to try to get too many marauders, since they don't have as much DPS as marines. Yeah, they have more health, but just they don't deal out that DPS. If you give them stim pack, then maybe it's not too bad, but also you don't have much anti-air. So they're good versus like roaches, but not other things like hydras. So you really want to get a little bit more marines. So that's why maybe getting 2 tech labs, 2 tech labs in 1 reactor would be better. So you can put 2 Marines at a time, 2 Marauders at a time, and just it increases production. It's a good way of going about things. Now let's see, looking here, we have this massive Marine force and a high yield expansion actually. Going early on for a high yield expansion is a lot of times a very good idea. There was another Nidus worm, which always freaks me out. I don't know where this one is. Where are you, Nidus worm? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. I'm serious. I check my base every time this happens, and I can't find it. I'm freaking out. Anyway, so getting, especially with a planetary fortress right here, is very smart. Planetary fortresses are very powerful. There are upgrades for them you can get that make them pretty strong. Dropping mules in here. It's nice. If you can get away with it for your second base, I would suggest an orbital normally. But with 4 players, the planetary would probably be a little better. But in a normal 1v1, I'd suggest instead of getting a planetary, get an orbital and just have your army like this guarding it. So, because then you can drop more mules. And these mules are very good. They're very effective at mining. Because they can mine while the SCV is mining, which just makes them twice as good. Alright, now we have an attack going on. Luckily for him, these Marines are right here. He doesn't have Stimpack research. Probably should. Where's that other Nidus worm? I feel like, oh, here it is. Now this has units in it. Infestors. Lots of them. I don't know if we notice this just yet. There we go, yeah. This is what we can see right here. We see the creep. So, it does, you have to watch out a little bit. The Nidus worm will spread quite a bit of creep. But again, Overlords, just put them in corners. It's very good. I don't know. Will he unload these infestors? Oh, he actually unloaded quite a bit. Oh, I see the infestor hit squad right here. He's got. Now remember, while underground, they can, gain. They can lob infested Terrans. He also got the pathogen glands, which is an upgrade. It is very good. It increases the starting energy of these infestors. This neural parasite, if we were going for like carriers, it might be good. Oh, look at this. He scans the high ground so they can see all this and lob out so many. Oh my god. It's just disgusting. Being a Protoss player, this is absurd how many infested Terrans. They no longer gain upgrades, so they're not as good as they were before. And he's got a Nidus worm right here too, which if this Nidus worm dies, they can just unload at a different one. They don't like disappear. Luckily, we have this patrolling observer. Sending an observer for kind of a randomish patrol path is actually a smart idea. Because, like, I notice this, and then I'm able to take this out. Now let's see, resources lost. He's still barely lost anything there. It's like a few overlords, maybe. Whereas our orange player, oh god, he's almost in the leader. The blue still has lost more. But definitely, see, going for the orbital here. Good idea. Definitely a lot of marauders, Definitely they're doing good, this team. 1-1 is finished for them. Got a 0-1. Queen's at nothing. Oh, he didn't get upgrades because he doesn't need them. If he's going mass infestor, I mean, armor upgrades are okay for the infestors, but they're okay for the infestors, but they really don't have any health anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. Let's see. This guy's still going mass marines. Oh, we got some Vikings. No upgrades on them. What does he have in the way? +2/+2? That's not bad. Yeah, he is definitely trying to get the 2/2. Now we see the Ravens. Let's see, they got auto turrets, point defense drones, and secret missile. So yeah, 3 abilities. Now, the auto turret is actually really strong. It's a very powerful turret. We'll see it later. It's pretty powerful. It can also detect. I believe it's a detector. The point defense drone can stop marauder bullets, corruptor, stalker. It's a very good one. It doesn't work versus certain ones like marines, because marines need they have no animation. It's just, a one-shot thing. Secret missile just does 100 damage in an area, so splash damage is pretty good. Oh, what do we have here? Well, we have the stalkers. These Vikings just chilling out. They should probably land. Now, mass repairing like this is a very good way to save a planetary, or any building, or any like Thor or a tank or anything. If your Thor's about to die, just mass repair with like a gajillion ones. Unless they have like AoE damage, it's probably not going to do much. See, now resources lost. Pink has lost quite a bit. Red's evening out a bit. Now those ravens died. So what they want to do is attack some of these SCVs, as well as the planetary, but there's just too many SCVs, and he's not attacking them. He has to kill these SCVs before you can start taking out this planetary. It's not really doing anything. 3 shield. See, they've lost their shield. It's not gaining anything anymore. This little one getting a few hits. Now that the detection's gone, we have this. But the scan planetaries are so good. Just absurdly good. DTs are too, though. They do quite a bit of damage. Let's see, 45? How much does this do? 40. So the DTs do more damage than that. Luckily for them, they have actually a lot of scans and orbitals so that they can actually do such a thing. Now our pink here is getting a few Colossus. Do I have Templar yet? Yes, I do. So High Templar has feedback, which converts energy. Deals 1 point of damage for every energy. And Psystorm. Psystorm is just an area, and it deals how much? Up to 80 damage? It's pretty good. 80 damage. Let's see, how much health does a Marine have? 55. And this is with 1 armor upgrade. But you can see more infested Terrans. They do timeout eventually. They have a really cool timeout thing. I'll have to show you one of them. I'm gonna wait for him to time out. They have a really cool animation. It's something you don't usually get to see, actually. Just need to wait. Sorry, it's not on this. If you watch the HOTS animations, they will actually shoot themselves. It's pretty cool. Here's my DT. And how am I putting these DTs in their base? Ta-da! Wait, where is it? Ta-da! Warp Prism. The Warp Prism is actually a very, very good unit, as it's just... I'm putting DTs everywhere. This missile turret's gonna do anything. I think my DT here did get cleaned up. Did he? Yeah, my DTs are pretty much dead. This makes me pretty sad. We have a ton of infestors here. Man, that's a lot. It's just so many infestors. Oh, here it is. Boom. So many of these. God. It is literally absurd how much. So they can't fungal anymore, which is it's a good ability as well, fungal. But I mean, the infested Terrans are so good. And this costs him nothing. I mean, he makes the infestor and then that's it. He just keeps spawning more of these. He's not even maxed out and he's doing so much damage. The red guy just leaves the game here. I actually not exactly sure why. This building's burning down. I don't know if he'll be able to kill it. I have quite a nice amount of zealots and a DT there. I don't know. Does this burn down? But there's so many Marines. You see, they've all been stimmed to death. And this is why you have to get medevacs. Because if you don't get medevacs, all your Marines have like 15 health. They've like 2 HP after this. They're gonna die. You can't even like stim anymore. You have to get more medevacs. You just actually have to get medevacs to begin with. You can't just leave your guys completely stimmed. Marines is this? This is like a lot. This whole thing. They're like almost dead. Every single one. Seriously, one Psy Storm will kill this entire army. Up there we go. Here it is. The medevacs. That's what he needed. I'm not sure what that was. So this guy's no one's really maxed here. He's stuck. So definitely loading this guy up didn't help, but getting a few medevacs is very good. Also, leaving your buildings to burn to death is not a smart idea. Oh, now we're loading this. Structure stop. Yeah, they don't count as detectors, I don't think. Yeah. But they do quite a bit of damage. 8 damage, that's not bad compared to my Zealot with 3 attack. It does 11. So these are good. I'd have to say. This is where things begin to go downhill for them. They have a massive attack that we'll see later. This guy, really, as Zerg, you want to expand more than this. He should take this base, as he's got a nice amount of area right there. I noticed a changeling here. Changelings are very important. They're just really good. They're difficult to notice. I think we don't even notice this one. And this is where I find this, in my base. The infestors lob out. They just... Now what he should have done is waited here and just fungal growthed my army as they came in. So he came here, fungal this whole thing. That would kill all my Templar. Pretty much my Stalkers would be dead. My Colossus couldn't move. It'd be terrible. And he's not taking anything. He hasn't lost any resources in this process at all. As Failstorms where I only like half kill my own Zealots. So, bad on my part. We have our allies here attacking. These auto turrets just are really annoying. God. We have the little detector here. These things are very good. Changelings are good for scouting, especially in 1v1. This massive creep patch here. But he still hasn't lost any of those infestors, and he's hiding away with them. We really can't see this. Look. We don't see any of those. We don't see any of that. This is our vision. And the infestors are right here. We just can't see them, and they killed that entire army. My allies here. Finally, he still has like a Marine loaded up in there, probably. Oh, here's another thing to mention. Ally biological units are also healed by this. So if your ally is Zerg, especially if they're Zerg, get medevacs, because it can heal every single one of their units as well. Not just your ones, just, their infestors, their hydras. Here's where you should have really, when they gain the energy, just fungal growth this army. You can just chain fungal it, so they actually can't move, and just keep doing that, and then you'll just win that way. Infested Terrans are good, but fungal growth is amazing. He's just got a lot of infestors. These ones are chilling out. I don't know what they're doing. But again, fungal growth probably would have turned the tides of this game. The point of this was to show that infestors are good, and that you players out there should use them a lot more. Leaving them like this so that they just sit there and die is not a good idea. But I'm controlling these now because the guy disconnected. But just in general, the spellcasters are really good now. This one just spawned, and look how much energy he starts with. Pathogen Gilliland's such an overpowered ability. All of these guys. Again, he should just fungal growth this, because then my army couldn't move and they just sit there and die. or my allies' army. And it's just something he should have done. Zerg players also, another tip, expand more, especially like this guy. I know he disconnected, but before then, he had these guys just sitting here. As opposed to, like, attempting to expand, like, here again, or move those SCVs. You just let them sit there, doing nothing. This is where I finally moved my army out, because I'm lazy and let my allies do all the work. Or, I was controlling this army, so. Again, just more Infested Terrans. Infested Terrans aren't as good as they used to be, though. They don't benefit from upgrades, and the eggs only have 70 HP as opposed to 100. So you can actually kill them before they spawn. They're also really slow. You can outrun them and just let them time out. So, as I move here, I begin to notice some of them are just blowing up for almost no apparent reason. This one gets a few shots off, and then I just go, forget it. The rest of them just, like, despawn. He begins to run out of energy, which is absurd because he's got so many infestors. So many. And I just move, you gotta move right on top of them. There's no other way to beat them. You just have to move on top of it and actually take out the infestors. If I hadn't done this, I could have easily lost that whole army. The infested Terrans would have killed me. He should have expanded a little bit more and used fungal growth. This was to show that Spellcaster just showed off a bit. The Infestor. It has a fungal growth ability, which is another really powerful one, but the Infested Terrans are very good. They were nerfed a lot because they were overpowered. But they're still equally good. Just amazing units, I'd have to say. Definitely, especially if you're new to StarCraft, just try to use those. Just making like 3 of them. Moving them over to like here. See, I have no detection here. And if my army wasn't there at the time, just make a bunch of them, kill my entire, like, 20 probes here, and then just move them back. You don't even have to, like, use them. It takes, like, 2 supply per infestor. It's not that bad. So yeah, definitely try to use more spellcasters. I'll try to get another one with more ravens used. This one, they weren't used all that much. Maybe more seeker drone action. Seeker missile action, and I'll try to get some Templar. I think I have a good one where I like one-shot like 50 mutas with 1 Templar. I'll try to find that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be trying to upload this as soon as possible. Please comment, like, favorite, subscribe. Leave in the comments below what I should do next, what other games I should play, so on and so forth. I also haven't decided on an outro. I think, hey everyone, I see Flangwang here, is a good intro. I haven't decided on an outro. Please, if you're out there, just give me something to say. Just say, hey, you should do this as your outro. Just leave it in the comments. It's fine, and I will see you guys next time.